Yes, it's Red October, and the Phillies are up 3-0 against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's go. Fifth inning. I'm watching the game while I'm talking about this, but nevertheless, just for your information, I'm an all Philly fan. Flyers, Sixers, Eagles, and the Phillies. You feel me? That's just the way I was raised. But nevertheless, let's talk about the report that came out today with Diana Rossini. Here's a report she put out earlier that's been making shockwaves. AJ Brown, she says, right, and Devontae Smith are frustrated with their roles in the Eagles offense. Multiple sources tell me one is venting more publicly than the other, but both want something to change, specifically in the red zone. Now, they were pretty much saying, right? It's a little bit more to the article that I was reading. That the Eagles' conservative run style, run first offense, and particularly when they get in the red zone, they kind of know they're not going to get any touchdown passes because when it's short yardage, they are going to tush push, or hand the ball off. So I don't know what part of this information is true. But AJ and Devontae falling for the bait. Yeah. Again, I 100% agree with you. I'm gonna obviously I'm gonna address that. But I want people to remember, and a brother left a comment earlier, and we have such short memories when it comes to football. Last year took the Eagles both offensively and defensively time to get going. Early last year, people was talking about firing Nick Sirianni. They want to know whether it was Jalen Hurts or Kellen Moore, right? They was talking about, oh, it's going to be a repeat of this, repeat of that. It takes time. I know it's frustrating, but think about it. The great teams that we played, the Eagles found a way to win. You can't say it's luck. You can't ask if it's sustainable because it's already a W. And in three of those games, you own tiebreakers over at least two Super Bowl contending teams, the Rams and the Buccaneers. You own a tiebreaker, and you own a tiebreaker over Dallas right now as we speak. We haven't played them again. So that's a huge W, a huge wins. Now, they probably are frustrated. I get it, right? But I was thinking about this, and I almost fell into it. But I'm like, at the end of the day, what does the yards matter? I get they want to get accolades, they want to go to the Hall of Fame and things like that. I get it, right? But the Rams, I look at the Rams game, and they pass all over the field all night long, 400 yards. They only scored 23 points. When it was time to execute a 4th and 1, they couldn't. That's what makes the Eagles different from all these other teams. They may not give you the glitz and the glamour. They may not give you the yards, but when it comes time to execute, whether it be a 4th and 1, 4th and 6, 4th and 5, the Philadelphia Eagles continue to execute. They continue to execute. I want to read this comment. It's only week 5 now. I'd be more panicked if we lost to the Bucks or Rams. Eagles prevail. I wouldn't have been panicked if they lost to the Bucks or the Rams. I would have panicked if the Rams would have blew us out. Because I was in that game. I'm like, yo, if they blow us out, this is a different Eagles team. If we get blown out, and remember, we were on the verge of blowing Tampa Bay out too. For real, we should have blew Tampa out. If the offense was kind of like in midseason form, that would have been a blowout. So we kind of don't know what this team is yet. I think this week is a solidifying week. The offense should, in my opinion, pick up. But then they showed you, though, that they can get it going when they want to get it going. I have a different philosophy about this passing thing. I get it. It looks great. But I just feel like I would much rather, and I play football, you guys probably play football, I would much rather punish a mother effer, running the football down his throat, right? Eating up the clock. Now, the ideology, I'm guessing, is to pass to get a league and then run it. But it don't always work like that. It don't always work like that. Now, again, let's go back to the article. They're frustrated. I think a bigger issue here, and this is why I think this might be A.J. Brown's last year in Philadelphia. I don't want it to be. I want him to retire Eagle. I want them to re-sign him if they can. But I feel like it's going to be his last year because I just feel like him and Jalen Hurts, they're not on the same page anymore. And what do I mean? I think something's going on off the field. Now, I don't think it's big enough for AJ to want to be traded, but I just don't feel like, and I asked a source in the locker room, right? One of the reporters, and he wouldn't give me specific information, but he pretty much was like, he pretty much said, it's what you see on TV. Take it for what it's worth. So he couldn't get into it. So it was like, what I see, what I feel is like they just work together in a business setting. That's all. Like, I don't know if they really vibe with each other, and that's cool with me. I don't care. I really don't care, but I just hope that they don't get to a Donovan McNabb TO type of thing. And I was also thinking, I could be wrong, that sometimes Jalen might even just go away from him, right? To prove that we can win without you. I don't know. That's just me. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm not trying to feed no BS. It just seems like that, right? I'm going to go to DRZ. I'm glad we got people up in here. You have to get Saquon going early and often. They'll soften the pass defense. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree on the AJ being gone next year, but it has to be for a top tier wide receiver and pick. And you know, honestly, I think AJ was going to do 2 more years. Like, I think, let's say if we win a Super Bowl, maybe we keep him. But I thought next year was going to be his last year, not this year, but next year, because this is typically when we get rid of a receiver of that age going into their 30th year. But like you said, it has to be for great compensation. We can't let him go for a 4th round pick. Somebody gonna have to unload and give us like a 2nd and a 3rd or something crazy like that in a player. Because getting rid of AJ is going to change a lot, man. We might not be ready for that. Because even though AJ's not catching the ball, he still opens up a lot of other stuff. A lot of other stuff, man. So keep that in mind. That's why I don't want him to go. DRZ, McNabb and T.O. both had egos. Jalen would never participate in that sort of drama, which is why I love him in Philly. Right. But Jalen could be doing a passive aggressive, like ignoring him. You know, I don't know, not throwing it to him, which I hope I'm wrong on that. How do y'all feel about that? It was a game last year where it looked like AJ was wide open, like on a slant, and Jalen just kind of just threw it away from him. Maybe Jalen is hearing the stuff too about people saying he's being carried. I don't know. I don't know. It just don't seem like him. It doesn't seem like him. I'm just going off what I feel. I'm not saying there's no truth behind none of this, yo. Eagles lose AJ, we lose a lot more games. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you lose AJ, we're just a mediocre team. And one thing they were saying about the report too is they said, like, this is pretty much a shot at Jalen Hurts. They pretty much saying they only know they're going to get the ball, and it's not, you know, Diana Rossini was saying, if it's off schedule plays, like he's holding the ball, he got to scramble and throw it. Jalen has to get the ball out on time, bro. Like, he needs to make that an emphasis. Get the ball out when it's supposed to come out. This offense would be unstoppable. But then again, that's a part of his game that we love, when he scrambles and makes plays. But I want him to get that ball out, bro. Let me see what it says real quick. I'm watching the Phillies game at the same time. My bad, y'all. Phillies up 3-0. Who's this? Oh, okay. My boy. When Goddard plays, Jalen gets the ball out. Yeah, you're right. You're actually right about that. You're absolutely right about that. I don't know what it is. Like, he's not. And then again, I want to give it time. You know, let me go to DRZ. For us good. I ain't like, I'm gonna read the joints. You ain't got to do no supers like the other. Some channels only read it when you leave a super. Nah, I'm gonna read them joints, man, because I appreciate y'all. For as good as Jalen is, I think he does struggle with first reads, especially when the pockets aren't clean. I don't think he intentionally misses AJ. He doesn't strike me. Right. Okay, I got you. Word. I appreciate that. Yeah, he struggles. And look, it hasn't been a problem because we've been winning. But, and then another part is, I think that they keep this ideology, this mindset, don't turn the ball over. So even when it's a sketchy play, I think he just holds it and say, you know what? Shit, we're gonna win as long as we don't turn the ball over. Yo, let that shit fly, bro. You've been in this shit 6 years. Let it fly. Now, if you get a turnover or two, then pull back. Let it fly, bro. I want to see him let it fly. because I love winning ugly, but the way that we're winning is going to break this team apart, and we're not going to win anymore. You're not going to be able to get a wide receiver to replace AJ right away. So they need to make this at least another 3 years. LFJ, I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Falls on the coaching staff to call those type of plays. Quick game. Absolutely. I agree with you. I think they so enamored with getting those big plays. Their philosophy is big plays. Just warm it up first. Do a couple free throws, then shoot the 3-point shot. LFJ, the Eagles are an analytical team. They believe in low turnovers and big plays. Yeah, you're right. Damn, nice hit by the Dodgers. But with that ideology, it could stand. They about to, come on, Phillies. With that ideology, you're gonna have some shitty games if you're trying not to intentionally turn the ball over. Let that shit like look at the Rams. Even though they lost, Stafford let that shit fly on like 3rd and 6. They was going for the juggler. Let that shit fly, bro. His first read is AJ. Oh, let me go back to that one. His first read is AJ, but honestly, AJ just started getting open week 3 and 4, 1 and 2. He looked out of shape. You're right. And he hadn't practiced all summer either. But unfortunately, I think this is AJ's last year, man. I hate to say it, bro. I really do. But I think he's going to find out that the grass is not always greener. If AJ leaves Philadelphia, he could go into. He's still going to be a good wide receiver, but is he going to make the playoffs? Probably not. DRZ, the number one problem with this offense, even bigger than Patullo, is the offensive line. Injuries and poor play from Jurgens have killed the offensive momentum. I think Lane is done after 2027. Yep, I agree. Too much injuries. Offensive line is playing like shit. They're not blocking. But with that being said, we already know that it's going to come a time. If they don't click, I feel like if this team offense doesn't click, we'd probably be a first round exit from the playoffs. If we click, if the offense clicks and we could get better at stopping the run, maybe like 10th-ish, we're going to win a Super Bowl again. Facts. Think about it. And why no screen game to Barkley? Where's the RPO like they use? Yeah, you're right. The RPO was deadly. They had teams guessing like a mug with the RPO. Don't do it. They trying to make Jalen a drop back passer. No, bro. Use the RPO to set. And I think if they were smart. Oh boy, what a hit. They would get back to it. Oh, they got the bases loaded. Wow, Philly. Oh, it's 3-2. Wow. Anyway, my bad, y'all. Y'all watching the Phillies game? I agree. Hold up. If AJ leaves, Howard will send him to an AFC team. He'll never see the playoffs again. Business is business. And yeah, you're right. He's going to send him to somewhere like somebody track like the Jaguars, who might make the playoffs once out of the next 8 years. It's over for AJ. There you go. Get your stats. He better not trade him to no contender. You know he won't. It's going to be the AFC to a team that ain't got no fucking shot at winning anything. But that's something that AJ has to weigh. Let me read this. Y'all got the comments flying tonight. I appreciate it. I agree. Love AJ Brown, but he's on another path. This team is built to win games, not individual accolades. I agree with that, bro. And the key thing is he's on an individual path. He's chasing numbers. He wants to be Hall of Fame. He said at the beginning of the year, he wants those numbers. Now he comes out and it's getting into his head. Instead of him just being about winning first. Bro, I get it. But damn, dog, $100 million, $200 million contracts. Cool. I feel like if AJ would leave today, he would be on a Hall of Famer. He would be on the ballot. Today, if he stopped playing, he'll be in a Hall of Fame. That's just my opinion. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Houston or Cleveland. Yep. That's a fact. There was another one I wanted to read real quick. How do you feel about Keely tomorrow? I always knew Keely would be the starter. I feel like he had the highest upside. Ja'Cory Bennett, I knew he wasn't going to be the starter, bro. He's too fucking handsy. He gonna give you 2 fucking 15-yard penalties. And he's type of dude that to get burnt by like 15 yards. Ja'Cory is not it. Adoree is not it. Keely's the highest upside I think that we have. Doesn't mean he's going to be successful. I hope he does. Because if he does, and we can stop the run, I feel like we're going to win the Super Bowl again. I feel like we're really going to win the Super Bowl again. RPO game with Barkley and AJ and options. Nastiness. Facts. LFJ. What crazy is he's on a Hall of Fame path is 3-time All-Pro since he got to Philly. That helps you a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He threw 2 at 2 1,500-yard seasons, right? You got 2 contracts, All-Pro every year. You've been to 1 Super Bowl, you won 1, and you're probably on your way to another one. I want to just see get these guys involved early or something. Like, just get these guys the ball, bro. Because I'm just tired of the media, bro. I'm tired of the media having something to talk about. I despise some of these outlets, bro, like the WIPs and these, outlets that continuously, they're not even Eagles fans. They just want to continue to stir up drama for clicks. I don't like them. I want them to shut the fuck up. So get this shit going. Like, even if the Eagles win, they want to write it. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. They know what they got to fix. This organization knows what they got to fix, and they're going to fix it. I like AJ as a player, but I've been saying for years, I think Smitty is more important to the team. Always comes up in big moments when you need him. Yeah. But, and maybe, do you think we can win without AJ? Do you think we can win without AJ? That's the question I ask you guys. Do you think we can be a Super Bowl contender without AJ? Come on, Phillies. Do you think so? Do you think that we can be a Super Bowl contender without AJ? I do, but I think we got to get the right player. My issue is not getting Jahan involved. We need to have plays for AJ Smitty, Dallas Goedert, Jahan in the passing game, specifically call for them. Well, this is the thing, I think. For that to happen, you got to get up to about 25, 30 passes a game. Right? You have to. And I would love to see it because sometimes Jahan is wide open. And for sure, he's out of here. But it's like, it's to the point where it's like, it's no way. All that talent, none of those guys are open. Like, none of those guys are open, Jalen. None of them? Good stop, Philly. WIP is shit, but AJ doesn't help the issue. No way, can't win big without AJ unless you have a bunch of dogs. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And then some of the things is like, yo, AJ ain't really getting that much separation, but he don't really need it because you put it up. He's so strong at the catch point, he's going to come down with it. DRZ. If we retain this defense, keep Smitty and go out and get a solid guy like T. Higgins or someone of that nature, I think it'll be fine. Having AJ is a luxury, but Saquon is most important. Right. But I want to use up AJ's good years. I ain't gonna lie. I want AJ. I want him out of here. When he leaves, I want him to be Julio Jones 2 years ago when he leaves. I don't want him going nowhere else. But it'll be an oblivion team anyway. I don't want him getting 1,700 yards after he leaves Philly. You feel me? Like, I want all his good years. Eagles need a third solid slot wide receiver to win games without AJ. We need a Wes Walker guy to replace him. Yeah. I think Smitty's a great number 1, though. I think Smitty could be a great number 1. But I just feel like I just hope, and my greatest hope is that things start to click. AJ and Jalen can repair the relationship, and we just kill shit and we keep AJ. You feel me? But we'll see. Now, the worst case scenario is third quarter, AJ get one catch for 5 yards. Smitty has nothing. The score is like 13-6 or something like that. We go into the fourth quarter. Even if we win, you know what they're going to say. You know what they're going to they chomping at the bit. But then again, that's why AJ cannot go to the media, bro. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Go home and do you. Fuck the book reading. Fuck the Bible quotes, Mr. Jesus Christ. Just don't say nothing, bro. Say something in the locker room. But unfortunately, like I said, I think this is it for and the crazy part is, man, maybe the frustration is like, yo, they looking at these teams like, yo, we could win another one, yo. If we stay healthy, and they can. Think about it. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but if they get this shit clicking, they can go back to back, and I think that's what's gonna happen. That's my prediction. That we're gonna have a good game this week. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but I'm not on the Broncos. Everybody's riding the Broncos nuts, bro. Like, I feel like we're gonna beat them boys handily, right? But let's see. Let's see what happens, guys. Watching the Phillies game is 3-2, 6 innings, so we hopefully get out there with a W today. But I think Smitty could be a number one, though. I don't think he's too small. Come on, we got them bats going. Howard needs to get Nick's head out of his ass trying to hire an OC from within. I think AJ stays if we get another Kellen Moore type. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that AJ is going to win his numbers despite winning. That's what I think. No matter what he says, of course you want to be involved and all of that. But yeah, Broncos running into a chainsaw for real. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a blowout. I thought we're gonna blow them boys out for real. I just do. They running into a buzzsaw. I think dudes is pissed. I know Jalen Hurts has that Jordan aura. He listens, he hears everything. He's like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna show y'all. But not to the point where he's gonna be throwing a bunch of interceptions. They supposedly, nice hit. Shit. They play a lot of man, supposedly, which means there's gonna be opportunities for Devontae, AJ. There's gonna be opportunities for Jalen to run. Let's beat the shit out of it. But then when we beat them, they're gonna make another excuse. Well, because of this. And let's see what that. And then we got the Giants on a short week. So we could look up and be 6-0 in the next 7 days. With what? 2 more games to the bye. So this is a crucial game. And Washington got to go to the Chargers. Like, we 2 games up in the division. Could be 3 after this. Like, we're in a real good position. We're in a real good position. So let me know what you guys think. Eagles don't lose a team like the Broncos. Facts. But this is what the naysayers want: another passing struggling game. They want an AJ explosion. That's what they want. They want it so bad. I bet they want that more than the Eagles win. I guarantee you. But I don't think they're going to get it. Jalen Hurts is Michael Jordan. S. Come out with the platinum chain and 1 earring. Let's get AJ 150. I don't give a fuck if it's Pat Surtain, whoever. Let's get him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read this last comment. DRZ. My biggest fear on defense is eventually losing and have to part ways with Jalen Carter. I understand the worry, but if he matures and gets healthy, Jalen Carter be all right. Defense, I'm not worried about the defense. We're gonna be straight, right? But let me get up out of here. I didn't expect to hear this long. I appreciate y'all rocking out. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Me and Sam Man, who's a Commanders fan, we go live Mondays and Fridays. But as you see, I come on here, I drop videos, shorts, and I do lives myself as well. So we're definitely trying to grow the channel. So help out by hitting the subscribe button and whatnot. And damn, come on, bro. They got them hanging around too. And hit the thumbs up on the video, man. They got some other work to do. I appreciate y'all. Peace.